Hello again, everybody. Psych Attack is here with my Raw Supershow review for October 31st, 2011, aka Halloween. Overall, there's one tonight when it comes to wrestling. Yeah, subpar at best. We began with a DQ, then a Battle Royal, and there was only one match that was actually pretty good, and the rest of the matches were either boring or subpar tonight. But there were some good things. We didn't see much of Law Niners. We only saw him at one segment. I think WWE realizes that the fans hate Law Niners, so they're going to make him appear on screen less often. So I'm glad that we didn't see much of Law Niners tonight. The Muppets' involvement tonight was minimal but efficient. So there you go. So let's get started with the first segment, which involved Survivor Series. Of course, The Rock answering John Cena's challenge to team with him at Survivor Series against Miz and R-Truth. So Rock did what he does best, and so via satellite, because Rock can't be there live. He's a big movie star, although he's set to be in Boston live for Raw 3-hour show in 2 weeks. So Rock appears on screen and says, "Cena, you asked me to team up with you, of all people? You know John Cena. I don't like you. You don't like me. We're supposed to face off at WrestleMania. So my answer to you, John, is no. Not just a no. Hell no. Hell no." But John Cena, we may not see eye to eye on everything, but there is one thing we all agree with. And that's we both hate Miz and Truth. And that's what persuaded me to change my mind, Cena. I said no, but you know what? The WWE Universe persuaded me to change my mind. That was a storyline reason. Because we all knew The Rock was going to say yes to Cena. Because it had been advertised, Cena Rock was going to team up. One time, never happen again. That's what the saying is. So Rock is teaming up with Cena against Miz and Truth. And they whip candy asses of both Miz and Truth. And is it just me or did Rock say ass a lot? Here's my challenge for a drinking game. If you want to get drunk, watch The Rock's promo tonight. And every time he says the word ass, gulp a drink down. Maybe get drunk that way, because he says it 8 times. So we'll see what happens with that. With Rock and Cena, Miz and Truth in Survivor Series. So it's official now. I hope it's good. Heading towards Rock and Cena WrestleMania. Of course, they promoted the hell out of it because they advertised the tickets for WrestleMania 28 are going on sale this Saturday. They advertised the hell out of it with ads and little blips on the screen during the matches. So not only did Rock answer Cena for Survivor Series to team up with them, but they also promoted the match at Mania at the same time. And speaking of Survivor Series, a first match had big implications for Survivor Series. A CM Punk took on Mark Henry by the orders of Raw Interim GM John Laurinaitis. John and Punk had a little altercation last week when Punk wanted a shot and Laurinaitis didn't give it to him. So Laurinaitis put him in this match against Mark Henry, in which Punk, if he would win, he would get a shot against Alberto Del Rio at Survivor Series. In the beginning warm, this match was okay. If you're up against Mark Henry or Big Show or Kane, they're not as good as once Raw. They're not going to wrestle as good. As I mentioned on other attack lines, in other reviews, Mark Henry, Big Show, wrestle any of those two, you know you're going to get a quality match, a subpar match, because they can't wrestle as good as they want Raw. Good as they want Raw. Mega 99, as I mentioned. So, Punk tried his best. I knew someone would go down because there was no fucking way CM Punk was going to get Mark Henry for the GTS. No way. He's like 400 pounds. Sure, Cena can F you, Big Show, and F you, Mark Henry. But Punk's GTSing Mark Henry? Maybe impossible. So, match was okay. It was okay. And then, of course, Alberto Del Rio came flying down with Ricardo, trying to interfere, which Ricardo did. Now, Ricardo got on top of Big Show. Ricardo got on top of Mark Henry. Now, he interfered on behalf of CM Punk, because if he would jump on Mark Henry and interfere to help Punk would get disqualified and lose. But that's what happened. When Ricardo got in it first, slapping the hell out of Mark Henry, referee let that slide until Ricardo came in with a weapon. So Mark Henry wins by disqualification. Punk loses the match and apparently loses his opportunity for the WWE Championship and Survivor Series. Although later on, he would get a second chance to get it, which I'll get to in a moment. But Ricardo did not leave unscathed. He got a world's strongest slam by Mark Henry after being tossed in by CM Punk after attempting a GTS but hesitated and gave Ricardo the Henry for the slaughtering. But the camera angle kind of sucked. Like, once Henry was hooking Alberto's assistant up, they went straight to Alberto. The camera went to Alberto and didn't show the slam. They showed it after the slam, although they did show a replay of Henry delivering the slam to Ricardo. So that's how it all began, our first match. After that, here come the Muppets. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to see the Muppets on Monday Night Raw tonight. So we start off with Kermit and Piggy. After this first match, Kermit and Piggy come flying down, saying hi to the universe about being on Raw, yada yada yada. And then here comes Vicky Guerrero and Jack Swagger talking trash to Piggy and Kermit, pulling out every food joke relating to frogs and pigs as possible. Frog legs, pork sandwich, ham, yada yada yada. Then Santino comes down and says, Swagger, don't pick on these two. Pick on someone your size. How about me? John Laurinaitis has told me to come down and tell you you're facing up against me tonight. And Swagger's like, I don't care. I'm going to have my main man Dolph with me. Santino says. Dolph is in the match as well. He takes on the internet champion, Long Island Iced Z, Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo. You know it. And Kermit said, woo woo woo, and Piggy says, you know it. So that was kind of cool to see that. And I kind of like the Muppets interaction tonight. You know, we had a segment involving Beaker and Sheamus, because Beaker was trying to deliver something to Santino, which he did later get, which I'll get to in a moment. And Christian interfered with that. And Waldorf and Sadler were commentating from the top, and they were supposed to commentate what never happened, which I'll get to in a moment. And Animal rang the bell, and Fozzy showed up, and Gonzo, who I thought wasn't going to show up, did, interacting with Swagger and Ziggler later on. So then we had our next match, a Divas Battle Royal. Kelly went out first. Now, Kermit talked about Kelly in his Raw promo last week, and Kelly kissed Kermit. Well, Piggy, being the jealous type, had her mouth open and wanted to kick the hell out of Kelly, but didn't get a chance to. So then we had a Divas Battle Royal. Kelly looking hot in a pirate suit, and I like girls in hats, so I like Kelly in a pirate hat. We had Bellas being the Mario, Luigi, and a lot of other divas from NXT, which no one gives a shit about. Speaking of that, Brodus Clay supposed to debut on Raw next week. Who gives a flying mother ass fuck? Anyway, speaking of who gives a fuck, Eve wins the Battle Royal, tossing out Natalya and Alicia Fox to get the victory. And then, of course, they had a little Divas showdown with Natalya and Beth, who was commentating. So there you go. Who's going to face Beth next? Who knows? Either at Survivor Series or next pay-per-view. But I say there'll be a Divas match at Survivor Series. Like, it must be possible. You know, like, they must have a Divas match at Survivor Series, either for a title or a traditional Survivor Series match, which we haven't found out yet about if there's any traditional Survivor Series matches at all in this pay-per-view, which there must be at least one. Hopefully more than one. Two. Then on to our next match, which was Alberto Del Rio versus Big Show. Now, before the match, John Laurinaitis, the only time we saw him tonight, told Punk, hey, Punk, I know you lost, but you know what? You get one last chance to get a shot. All you gotta do is make Alberto Del Rio verbally agree to defend against you. You gotta go down and ask him, which would happen later on, after the match between Alberto and Big Show. So Alberto, Big Show, like I mentioned, if you wrestle Big Show and Mark Henry, you know it's going to be a subpar match. And Alberto, Big Show wrestled before the match was like, ugh. So that's what happened. The match was okay against Big Show, and Alberto was, ugh. You know, he had a neck hold on. Alberto had a neck hold on Big Show a long time, and they fought outside the ring. That was okay. But it was a knockout blow by the Big Show when Alberto was on the top that knocked him down and got the victory for the Big Show, pinning the WWE champion. And then Alberto was knocked out, right? So here comes CM Punk at the opportune time to ask Alberto for a title shot. So he woke up Alberto with some water and said, Alberto, you want to defend the title against me? I'm not leaving until I get a yes. Until I get that yes, here's the Anaconda Vice for you. So he put him in his submission move, the Anaconda Vice. And then, of course, Alberto said, see, yes. So it's official. Alberto Del Rio Punk for the title. Should be a great match. They had a great match on the wall before Hell in a Cell. So this should be a great matchup. These two have good chemistry together. I hope this match lives up to expectations. And I hope Punk wins. Especially since they're hoping to let Punk be the champion at the Raw Supershow in Chicago. Oh, I forgot a match. I'm sorry. Before Alberto Big Show, we had Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes taking on Air Boom. A non-title match. And it was a good tag team match. I mean, we need more tag teams in the tag team division. And since Cody Rhodes is done with his feud with Randy Orton, and Wade Barrett's nothing better to do, Wade and Cody are teaming up together. You need more tag teams in the division. And they got potential. You know, they had some okay tag moves. You know, Air Boom had its moments, but it was Wade Barrett who captured Evan Bourne after attempting an airborne to get the victory for Cody and Wade. And then they were attacking Air Boom after the match, and Christian came flying down to help him, and Sheamus came down to save Air Boom. So I said, 6-man tag possibly. Christian and Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes was Air Boom and Sheamus. So then continuing on with the Swagger Ziggler combo. First, Jack Swagger taking on Santino with Animal as guest bell ringer. Swagger and Santino, oh God, this was a slow, boring match between these two. You know, it's okay. Santino's in his usual moves. And then the Cobra to end this quick 2-3 minute match against Jack Swagger. Vicky didn't interfere in this match, although she did in the next match. So there you go. Swagger loses to Santino. Then we had Dolph Ziggler taking on my man, Zack Ryder. This match was a little better than the Swagger Santino match. At least they put a little bit more effort in the Ziggler Ryder match. These two have great chemistry together. The matches have been okay, especially the one at Vengeance last week was pretty good. And Ryder had the victory not once but twice. You know, Ryder looked very good tonight. And Ryder had the victory over Ziggler, but Ziggler had his foot under the rope. So referee decided to let the match go. And then Zack, despite a little interference from Vicky, got the Rough Rider in a 1-2-3 victory over the U.S. champ. Again. See the WWE's having a tug and pull. You know, some people may want Mason Ryan to take on Ziggler. The other one, Zack Ryder, to be the next number one contender again. So I hope this is a way of saying Zack Ryder gets another shot against Dolph and hopefully wins it. Woo woo woo. Fuck Mason Ryan. Fuck the Batista wannabe. Give Ryder a chance, baby. And the Michael Cole challenge didn't happen. Jim Ross didn't show up. And if Michael Cole keeps challenging Jim Ross every week and Jim Ross doesn't show up, they keep building this stupid storyline up, it's not going to be funny after 5 times. And Michael Cole says, I beat Jim Ross 5 times. I did do that sometimes with people saying, I'm 1-0 against this pushing for forfeiting. That's what happened to Miz and Cena. Like Miz was like, me, 4, Cena, zip. You know what I mean? Because he kept beating Cena by DQ or count out or no show or whatever. They counted as victories. That's what Cole's probably doing with Jim Ross. So with that canceled, led on to the main event. Speaking of Cena and Miz, it was John Cena versus Miz in the main event tonight. Was the main rematch at Atlanta, where Miz beat Cena with the help of The Rock. Now this match, the main event of Raw, after an okay Raw tonight, was an okay match. You know, not as good as the main match, but still okay matchup. We saw Cena plus fight with a dude. There were some killer moves. I think Cena gave Miz a killer clothesline, landing on his neck. And I think Miz was like, Cena, you want to play dirty? I'll give you a nasty-ass DDT. And Cena landed hard on his neck. After Miz landed hard on his neck, after Cena clotheslined him. So Cena had the match going, but then a screen guy came down. It was all truth. But despite that, Cena got the victory over the Miz with the STFU. And Cena attacked Truth after the match. And that's how we ended Raw. Cena standing tall over Miz and Truth. And also tonight, Kevin Nash got re-signed to the company, as reported by WWE.com. And Kevin Nash will be on Raw next week, despite Triple H in the hospital. That is it for my Raw review. Just been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.